Coach Rob here, and I hope that you are doing great. And I think my little sidekick Bella is going to come hang out with me. Perfect. You can't see it in the video, I've got Bella here, I've got Kaiser here. Let's talk the kettlebell swing, okay? I'm going to teach you how to do a kettlebell swing in 8 simple steps. Each step is going to build on the previous step, okay? So the kettlebell swing in 8 steps. But first and foremost, if you are new to this channel, my name is Coach Rob, aka Rob King. I am the owner and creator of Women Who Lift Weights, and I absolutely love helping women get stronger. So welcome to our channel. The kettlebell swing, before I get to the technical aspects of the swing, the kettlebell swing is, in my opinion, and the opinion of many, one of the best exercises that you could ever do, okay? It is an excellent exercise. On the flip side, however, it is one of the exercises that is done mostly terribly wrong, incorrectly, with bad form. It's really easy to do wrong. It's really easy to just grab a kettlebell and swing it and do it incorrectly. I often compare it to the deadlift, where anybody can step up to a bar and pick it up off the floor. It doesn't mean that you're doing it correctly. And this is huge, okay? So I'm gonna really drill down here and break down the kettlebell swing into 8 simple, manageable steps, okay? So step 1 is your setup, okay? Setting up your kettlebell swing. Think of, this is a great quote I'm going to borrow, is think of the setup as being your first rep. So treat it with the same respect as you would a rep, okay? With a kettlebell swing, first and foremost is I want to make a triangle with my feet and the bell. So if I was to look down now, I would see my feet and I would see the bell, and I'm going to make a triangle. This is very important. How you start the lift matters, okay? So kettlebell swing, I'm going to look down. That's probably like 1.5-ish. So everybody's difference in ranges will be here. But generally speaking, start with the bell in front of you, okay? This is all part of the setup. Bella, be a good girl, please. Okay? Next step is the setup is getting your feet in position so that you're gripping the floor with your feet. Okay, your toes, your feet are like the anchors and the posts, and they're so important for everything in your training, okay? I could talk about feet in training for an hour, but I'm gonna make it simple. Grip the floor with your toes, create the arch of your feet, okay? So that you've got a good arch and a good base, okay? Toes are straight ahead or very slightly out, all right? And I wanna put my weight back towards my midfoot, okay? So step 1 is setting up, triangle with the kettlebell. Bella, 1 second, guys. Be good, please. No, she's a very playful girl. Okay, so feet are set. Now from here, I'm going to make sure that I hinge, all right? I'm never gonna bend over. I'm going to hinge and push my hips back. This is very important for the kettlebell swing and for the deadlift. My starting position is going to be a hinge. Give me 1 second again. Go lay down. Now, go. Nope, go. Back to the kettlebell. Let's see how this goes, okay? Step number 2 is the hinge. Bella, make sure you push your bum back, load up your hamstrings, load up your glutes. This is the power source for the swing, so you want to get this right, okay? Step 1, set up. Step 2, hinge, okay? So now when I've got a good strong hinge, my hamstrings and glutes are lit up, I'm going to reach my hands, grab the bell to the outside, hi girly, come on now. And from here, I'm going to slightly tilt the bell back and tilt my weight back. This is my starting position, okay? So from here, 1, from here, 2. And my hands are on the outside of the bell. They're not in the center. And this is very important, is don't grip the kettlebell deathly tight. Have a kind of loose cup grip so the bell can flow a bit, okay? So 1, set up. 2, hinge. Number 3 is we're going to get into the hike. But before we get to the hike, this is our start position. Okay? So from here, my lats are tight. Glutes, hamstrings, everything is tight. Now from here, the hike is where I fire the kettlebell towards my inner thighs and put the bell back where it started. Okay? Think of football. Quarterback, center hikes the ball. So the quarterback comes back. So think of that hiking the bell. When you hike the bell, make sure you're feeling it in your hamstrings and your glutes, not your lower back, okay? And don't rush these steps. These steps are super important to create a good kettlebell swing, okay? So we've got setup, hinge, start position, okay. Hiking the bell, And I really want to fire that bell up towards my inner thighs, not close to the ground and dragging it across the ground. The lower the bell goes towards the floor, the harder it is on my lower back, so keep that bell tight, okay? After we do the hike, we're going to go into what's called a power swing, all right? Power swing is going to be one kettlebell swing, bell comes back through, back out where it started, okay? We need to get this down before we do multiple reps with the swing, okay? So I'm going to go through my process, my setup again. Hike position. I'm going to hike, one swing, back through, back out. This is called a power swing, okay? So again, one swing, back to here. Everything comes back to here, okay? That's your power swing. Now, if you notice, once I've done my swing, we're going to go into the next step, which is parking the bell, okay? You always want to treat your training equipment with respect, all right? I'm a big believer in this, especially the iron. You know, treat it with respect. Don't toss it around. Don't, you know, treat it poorly. Treat it nicely. So parking the bell puts the bell back exactly where you got it, okay? So let's go through this a little bit again. So hike position, hike followed by a swing, followed by a park. Hike, swing, park, okay? Park is putting the bell back exactly where we got it, okay? Now, we've got this down. Let's go into the next phase of the swing, okay? Which is the standing plank position. Once that bell starts to move, we have two main positions. We have our hinge, okay, where the bell is swinging between your legs. This is our hinge position, and then we have a standing plank position. So from here, often, especially if you're new to kettlebells, people focus too much on where the bell is going. They're thinking about how high the bell should go. That doesn't matter. What matters is what's going on with your body to control the bell, all right? So as you swing, you want to do what's called a standing plank position. So at the very top, once that bell reaches its apex, I'm going to do a hard plank. A hard plank is when you turn your body to stone for an instant, okay? So once that bell reaches its top, I'm going to exhale. I'm going to get the breathing in a second. I'm going to brace, 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 brace. Everything at the top is turned to stone. This is called a standing plank. My lats are tight, my pinkies are tight, so that the bell doesn't fly away from me. We're flying the bell away, but we're locking it in with our arms and our lats, okay? So at the top of your swing, think standing plank, okay? So I'm going to do a quick review again. There's two motions, hinge, standing plank. Hinge, standing plank. It's that simple, but it's not that simple, okay? So now that we've got all of those steps down, let's get into the swing itself, okay? Once you follow those steps, and once you're able to do one swing, you can do multiple swings, but you really want to get the power swing down first, okay? So now let's go into a set where I'm going to do 3 kettlebell swings. So once you swing and the bell reaches its apex, you want to do what's called an overswing, where you actually pull the bell down with a bit of speed. Don't just let gravity do its thing. This is one of the huge benefits of kettlebell training, is that you're able to move the bell faster than gravity. So once it's up, okay, you're going to do standing plank hard, and then as soon as the bell starts to float, rip it back down, okay? So I'm going to do 3 swings. Set up, hinge, hike position, 1 power swing. I was going to do 3, but let's do 5, okay? So again, 2 motions. Hinge, standing plank. As that bell comes through your legs, your hips and your glutes fire, okay, and contract. The arms are not doing anything with the bell. The arms are just guiding, holding on to the bell. You're not doing an upright row of any sort. Power is coming from the hips, okay? That's your kettlebell swing. Now, let's break it down a little bit, okay? This is very important, especially if you're new, is how to breathe during the swing, all right? I left this for number 8, but I wanted to teach the swing first and then put the breathing in after, all right? So number 8 is breathing. So let's walk you through the breathing, okay? So I'm going to set up, hinge. Now before I swing, I'm going to take a breath in through my nose and I'm going to brace my trunk. Okay? So I'm taking air in through my nose, bracing, okay? And I'm going to keep my air, and the only time I'm going to breathe out and exhale is at the very top of my swing, and I'm going to make a pulsing, tight breath. Then as the bell comes back down, I'm going to breathe in through my nose. All right, so I'll demonstrate without the bell first. Okay, so you're breathing every rep. In through the nose as the bell comes down, out through the mouth as the bell reaches its apex, okay? So I'm going to do a set of swings and put it all together. You're probably going to hear my breathing, and hopefully it'll come out good enough for you guys to get an understanding. And I'm watching Bella to make sure she's being good. You are going to take a kettlebell in the chin one of these days. Sit, please. Sit, please. Come on, girlie. This is what happens when you try to work out with German Shepherds. Okay, come on, kid. Okay, so we're going to go hinge. Now, I'm going to get set. Breathe in through the nose. Parking the bell back in place. Having a little bit of trouble breathing now because I'm just getting over man flu. But the thing with the kettlebell swing is getting your breathing is really important. Otherwise, you will gas out quickly, okay? It's a very, very, very high intense exercise. So getting your breathing down will allow you to do multiple swings without gassing out as much, okay? So really, really take your time, learn the technique of the swing, practice your breathing. Don't worry about going too heavy and get the steps down, okay? So quick review. Number one is your setup, all right? Kettlebell swing in 8 steps. Setup, hinge, hike the bell, okay? Learn the power swing, all right? Learn to park the bell back where you got it. Learn a standing plank. Learn the swing itself, the full swing, and then correct breathing, okay? Looks pretty simple. It's not. I have the utmost respect for the kettlebell swing and kettlebell training. So give it a try. Take your time with it. Treat it as a skill. Practice, 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 and I hope this helps you. If you found it helpful, please drop a comment below, like, share, all of those things. I would love to hear from you, and I hope it helps. Cheers.